We've talked about organisms that can live for untold thousands of years, and that is certainly incredible. But what about organisms that can only live for a mere few years, or even days? Well, that too is incredible in its own right, which is why we are bringing you the 5 shortest-lived organisms in the world. There is a strange yet mysterious relationship between the simplicity of an organism and its age, but whereas we observed in our video on the longest-lived organisms that the simplest of organisms tend to live the longest, we can also, it seems, observe the inverse, because some of the shortest-lived organisms are also some of the simplest. Nowhere is this truer than in the case of the gastrostrix. Marine microorganisms that inhabit the world's oceans as well as lakes, gastrostrix are tiny by any standard, measuring a maximum of 3 millimeters, and possess a transparent body structure, which is swept back and forth by waves of water. Interestingly enough, gastrostrix have both male and female reproductive organs, allowing for asexual or hermaphroditic reproduction, which probably is a necessity given the fact that these creatures can only live a paltry 3 days before expiring. Which means that gastrostrix are probably never going to make it on time to be able to hand in that midterm assignment, though fortunately for them, they don't have to. The delightful housefly. Who is not familiar with the irritating and annoying creatures that buzz in our ears and pester us when we want to be left alone? These animals are ubiquitous and can be found on virtually every continent. Most of the time we spend trying to keep our homes tidy, especially during the hot days of the summer, to keep out these foul animals, because if we do not, we know that they will lay their vile eggs, and that will lead to maggots. Well, houseflies and their frenetic buzzing, as well as somewhat gross reproductive cycle, have a reason to be this way, which is the fact that they don't have much time to do it. With only 4 weeks to a life cycle, the housefly needs to be that annoying creature we hate, so it can complete its business on Earth before it moves on. 4 weeks is not a long time, but it sure is long enough to get on our nerves. Chameleons are members of the reptile family that are distinguished by their ability to blend in with their environment. Their zygodactylous feet, meaning 2 toes are pointed forward and 2 backward, perfect for their lives in the trees, as well as their long sticky tongues and stereoscopic eyes, allowing them to quickly scan their surroundings. One species of chameleon in particular does not have a lot of time on the Earth, and that species is called the panther chameleon. Living no more than a year, the panther chameleon has the shortest lifespan of any reptile in the entire world, and as a consequence can reproduce very rapidly. In fact, the adult chameleons are often dead before the young chameleons hatch. A relentless pest to many, eating food, leaving feces, and spreading disease, a cute rodent that reminds many of Mickey Mouse to others, the house mouse is the contender for the mammal with the shortest lifespan in the world, rarely living over a year, but in that time being able to give birth to 3 to 4 young per litter, and 5 to 10 litters in that 1 year. A theory in biology referred to as R and K selection theory would describe this as R-selected reproduction, which is characterized by a short life expectancy, unstable environment, large litters or numbers of offspring, and low parental investment, which favors larger, more long-lived mammals such as humans, whales, and elephants, characterized by longer lifespans, fewer offspring, more stable environments, and greater parental investment. The mayfly has the shortest lifespan of any animal on Earth, with no exception. They are sometimes referred to as day 1 insects, because they only live as insects for a staggeringly short 24 hours in the best case scenario before passing on. There are 2,500 documented species of mayfly, and some even rarely live past a few hours. However, in some sense, this is not the entire story, because most of the mayfly's life, though it is technically not a mayfly at this stage, is spent in the water as a nymph or in larval form, with a singular purpose of evolving and growing into an adult that will breed and die only a few hours later, having fulfilled its purpose. For more top lists just like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to check out our other lists. And thanks for watching, and thanks for learning.